But we begin with that breaking news out of Washington. The U.S. Attorney General just delivering a summary of Robert Mueller's report to Congress in the form of a 4-page letter. Let's bring in Aarti right now. She's tracking this alongside us today. So let's begin with the key points of this inquiry. Aarti, what did William Barr say about the conclusions around collusion and obstruction of justice?
So what we know, of course, is that this is a summary that has been provided by William Barr of that Mueller report, which we know took about 22 months to investigate and compile that report. It was submitted over the weekend. Okay, so the letter specifically that was given to lawmakers is divided into 2 parts. As you mentioned, it is addressing collusion and obstruction of justice. Here are some of the key parts. We know that essentially they say that it did not, the special counsel's investigation did not find that the Trump campaign or anyone associated with it conspired or coordinated with Russia in its efforts to influence the 2016 U.S. presidential election. It goes on to say within the course of this letter and in this specific part of it dealing with collusion that the special counsel brought criminal charges against a number of Russian military officers for conspiring. But again, when it comes to whether or not the Trump campaign was involved, it says that the special counsel did not find that the Trump campaign or anyone associated with it conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in these efforts, despite multiple offers from Russian-affiliated individuals to assist the Trump campaign. That is part 1. Then we're going to move on to the obstruction of justice issue, which was another part of this investigation. And they do make clear here that they have had a thorough, factual investigation, part of this summation that was provided by the current U.S. Attorney General. What it does say is the special counsel did not draw a conclusion one way or the other as to whether the examined conduct constituted obstruction. So really leaving that decision up to the Attorney General, saying that they describe the facts of obstruction investigation without reaching any legal conclusion. And that really leaves it in the hands of the Attorney General. The report, it says in this specific letter, while it does not conclude the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. So those are just some of the very key parts that we are learning from this 4-page letter delivered to lawmakers just within the past few minutes now, Michael.
It's certainly breaking news right now as we continue to pour over the details, but very important, those 2 areas, because they were among the principal questions people had regarding collusion and possible obstruction of justice. So that said, as those conclusions are being laid out in this letter, what else are we learning from Barr in the summation that he sent to Congress here?
What we are learning is a little bit more about the investigation that essentially took place. And we've been talking about the fact that there have been nearly 3 dozen indictments, but it doesn't appear that there are any more indictments that are coming from this specific Mueller investigation, from the special counsel's investigation. But let's quickly take a look at some of the resources that were essentially put into this investigation that were laid out in this letter. 19 lawyers, 40 FBI agents, 2,800 subpoenas were issued. In addition to that, we also know that there were nearly 500 search warrants that were executed, more than 230 orders for communication records, 13 requests to foreign governments for information, and nearly 500 witnesses who were interviewed. So that is some of the detail we're learning from the summary. Of course, been waiting for this for about 22 months, learning some of the details of this investigation, and just some new information that is coming across the wire right now from a senior Justice Department official saying that she does not know how long the Attorney General will take to determine which portions of the report will actually be made public. So this is all developing right now, and this is the latest that we know, Michael.
Okay, Aarti, thank you for that.